Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon. So, thank you all for joining today's webinar on multi-agent systems with Copilot Studio. We'll be kind of like going over a few interesting and new features that is available in Copilot Studio, which Microsoft released recently in preview. So, we'll be kind of like going over some of the to do like what are the different options you have for multi-agent systems, and then yeah, kind of like go from there. So my name is Ajay Ravi, and I am located in Chicago. So working with concurrency for a little over 6 years, mainly on the low code, no code side of things, along with Dynamics, Power Platform, and Copilot Studio. So I have worked on a lot of like different projects where we are leveraging low-code tools for building different business solutions, everything. So yeah, that is a little bit about me. And during my free time, I love to explore new places, or like I like soccer. I was watching a soccer match yesterday in Chicago, so that was fun. So that's a little bit about me, and feel free to follow me in LinkedIn. Happy to help you guys in any way. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what are agents, right? So agents in simple form like are AI or like programs that allow you to do various things for you. So it can be like a simple retrieval information from different knowledge sources like your public website, or you can build automations or like different tasks or activities that agents can do for you. So agents could probably be like a personal assistant or like a helper for you, so that way you can delegate a lot of these things, and also you can use these to automate various processes and things as well. So it can be like a simple one or like an advanced task automation, or like business process automation agents. So you can kind of like use these Copilot Studio or low code agents to kind of automate and execute different business processes, work alongside yourself, and then for your team and organization as well. So with the whole AI ingestion, there are a lot of agents, and organizations are heavily using these Copilot Studio and different AI agents approach. So like it is estimated that by 2020, like about 1 billion plus agents will be there. So you need definitely like different skill set or like different business groups who will actively working on these agents, like the process owners, subject matter experts, not just the devs, right? So these are low code and like the pro code agents that allows you to build all these agents for your organization, so that way you can have like your dedicated agent for your different business processes. So getting into a little bit around like what best fits your need. So there are definitely like two different approaches, right? One is to go with the low code no code approach, or the other one is the traditional pro code approach. So it purely depends on like what you're trying to build and then your specific use cases. So if you are a process owner or a subject matter expert or like a business analyst, then you might not be that much hands-on on the pro code side of things. So you might potentially lean into some of the low code side of things, where you are using visual UI or graphical interface, and like less program to build all these different agents. So there are a lot of different pre-built and default connectors, and then automations and everything that is available in the low code side of things. And then if you are like a dev or a team lead, so you might probably lean into the pro code side of things, where you are building your own custom control services, and because you have all those skill set and you would like to have your own DevOps process. So again, depending on the use cases and your specific department or area, you can probably choose between low code and the pro code side of things. So we are going to be focusing mainly on the Copilot Studio, which is on the low-code side of things, and then kind of like deep diving into some of the multi-agent functionality and what are some of the new things which Microsoft introduced, what you can do, like the different types of agents and how you can build those as well. So, just a quick introduction around the Copilot Studio if you have not used already. So, Copilot Studio was something which Microsoft introduced a few years back in Ignite. And before that, there was like the Power Virtual Agent, but there was no artificial intelligence or like, all those orchestration functionality. But with the introduction of Copilot Studio, you have the graphical low-code tool where you can build all these agents and automations and flows to help your business processes, task automation, or even kind of like simply, connecting to public websites and then answer queries and all those things. So this is Copilot Studio can be like your AI companion that can handle a range of different tasks and functionalities for your business processes, and it can connect with a lot of different knowledge sources or data sources like if you have like a CRM system like Dynamics 365 or Salesforce, or if you have ServiceNow, if you want to like connect all these different applications or tools and bring your internal data and then perform different tasks and operations, so you can definitely do that using Copilot Studio, low code, no code agents. So since it is low code and graphical interface, you don't have to like spend a lot of time building from scratch, but because you already have those, so you just need to incorporate all those logics and make sure that everything is set up appropriately. So the time to market, and you can actually build some of these agents like pretty quickly, like maybe like within hours or days, depending on the complexity. So it's a powerful low-code tool, and we'll be looking at some of the examples as well. So before I go into some of the multi system agent system details, so in order to kind of like get started with the Copilot Studio, you actually have like a Copilot within Copilot Studio. So with a simple interface, like a chat type interface, you can actually start building a Copilot Studio. So like for example, I was trying to create a quick Copilot agent. So you can see that I just provided some basic information that, provide what my aim or goal for that agent is, and Copilot will be able to kind of like determine and then appropriately add certain instructions and everything in the Copilot. So this is how easy you can kind of like start spinning up some of these Copilot agents, and definitely you can add all those different additional logics and then task automations and everything to make sure that the agent performs all those automation as well. So let's talk about multi-agent orchestration in Copilot Studio. So this is something which is currently in preview mode. So Microsoft introduced the multi-agent functionality where you can actually connect one agent with other agents. So instead of building or spinning up one agent with probably like 10 or 20 or 50 different specific functionalities or tasks, you can actually build each agent design or specific to perform a specific set of instructions, and you can do that, and you can actually integrate and connect all these agents with the main agent like in few clicks, and we're going to like take a quick look at that as well shortly. So few things to kind of like consider regarding the whole multi-agent orchestration. So, you can enable the agents to kind of like actually talk with each other. So either you can create a child agent that will pretty much follow all the security and the authentication and everything from the main Copilot Studio agent, or you can build your own Copilot Studio agent and then connect it with the main one. So there are a couple of different ways or options for integrating these agents. So again, you can build all these agents to perform specific tasks dedicated to, one single operations or type of operations, right? Like for example, we can build one main agent and then create child or connected agents, like one for the sales team, one for the marketing team, one for the HR operations, or one for employees. So each agent can have its own dedicated task and operations. And then when you kind of like interact or expose the main agent, it can actually interact with all those sub agents and then give you the appropriate answers and everything. So, and in addition to that, if you want to do a cross-platform orchestration, like for example, you have like a specific Copilot Studio that is in production and you want to integrate that with a new agent, you can do that. And in addition to that, if you want to connect to Azure AI Foundry and then also like M365 Copilot SDK or like Fabric, you can do those things as well. So the Azure AI Foundry and Copilot SDK, so those are currently like coming soon. So hopefully it'll be available shortly. But the Copilot Studio integration and the Fabric agent integration is currently available, and you should be able to select that as well. So the goal for the whole multi-agent orchestration is that each agent have like a specialization where it is focusing on specific set of activities or things, and we'll be looking at a quick demo as well shortly. So before we get into some of those demo side of things, so this is an example of how Copilot Studio Anatomy or like the agent structure looks like today. So we have like Microsoft have introduced the whole powerful orchestration, so it can, based on users' question or details, it can actually look at the different knowledge sources or like the tools that are available and then provide the appropriate response. And in addition to that, if you want to build specific topics for narrowed approach, so you can do that as well. So this is how it used to look before, but with the whole introduction of the agents, so this is potentially how it would look like. So within the same Copilot Studio agent, you can add all those additional child agents that lets you do certain designated operations as well. So this way, you are building one main agent and integrating with different child agents that let you do certain things for you. And you don't have to like deploy any of these agents separately because everything will be like a child. So, using these child agents, so it lets you do certain business process related things as well. And in addition to that, we also have the connected agents where it lets you connect to a different Copilot Studio agent or M365 agent, Azure Foundry, Fabric Data agent as well. So this way, you can integrate your single Copilot Studio with different connected agents as well. So you guys might be thinking like which one should I use, right? So again, that depends on your business use case and scenario. So if you have like a single developer or a small team managing the entire agent solution, then might be like a child agent would be beneficial because you are not working on different agents simultaneously. So in that scenario, maybe you know going for the child agent would be beneficial. And then, but in scenarios where you have like different teams or developers managing different agents independently, like for example, you have a big team with multiple developers, like the HR team or the marketing team, sales team, everyone is trying to build their own agents. Then in that scenario, it might be better to kind of like separate it out so that way you are not holding up others, so you can actually kind of like uh, work on these agents parallelly and then integrate it together. So in that scenario, maybe the connected agents would be beneficial. And then if you want to logically group instructions, so for example, you have like a sales agent where it specifically look at the CRM system or different sales platform to perform certain things. So you can actually create those child agents. And then suppose if you do not want a sales agent to be deployed separately, in that scenario, you can use the child. But if you want to expose those connected agents separately, like for example, if I want like an HR agent and I want to just deploy an HR agent, but also include that logic for the main organization agent. So in that scenario, it might make sense to split it out so that way you can actually use that independently or from another agent as well. And if you don't want to separate the configuration settings, like, if the child agent should follow your parent agent authentication deployments and everything, so you can go with child agent. But if it needs to have its own dedicated authentication configurations and everything, then, connected agent would be like the preferred option. And when you're using the child agent, like I mentioned, you don't have to like deploy those separately. So when you migrate or deploy to like production, the main primary agent, so all the child agents associated to that will be deployed. But if you're using connected, then you'll have to make sure that those connected agents are separated and then deployed appropriately. And if you don't want like the agents to be used across different platforms and it should be purely used from the main, then in that scenario you can go with the child. Otherwise, connected would be like the preferred approach. So hopefully that makes sense to kind of like when to use which agents. And then we are going to take a quick look at an example and demo. So what I've done here is I've created one main agent, concurrency agent, and kind of like associated several smaller agents. So that way we can take a look at how some of those things work. So what I did here is, so I've created three child agents because I don't want these agents to be used individually and it needs to be part of the main agents. But in addition to that, I have also integrated four different agents, which is like the connected agent. So what that means is I can use the IT help desk or HR agent from the concurrency agent, or I can deploy and use these agents individually as well. So this will give me like two options, like either use from the main one, or like if you want to like separate it out and then deploy, then you can use this approach as well. So the first agent is like a quick child agent, which is like the account news agent. So this is pretty much, looking at the latest account related news. So for this demonstration, I've used Microsoft as an example. So you can ask like information or details regarding, the news about Microsoft and, things like that. The other one is the employee assist agent. So I'll be using this for, for the employers can use this agent to kind of like ask questions about like what is the travel and expense policy, what is the leave process, like vacation balance, things like that, right? So that is the next agent. The next one is like the website agent where I have connected a public concurrency website, and then we can kind of like ask few basic questions regarding the website as well. The next four, these are the connected agents. So this one is mainly for opening new tickets, accessing or asking questions regarding the service now knowledge base, or like get existing ticket updates and things like that. And the next one is the HR agent, which can be used for like onboarding, get the onboarding status, like create offer letters, send training materials, and all those different things. The task agent is for creating to-do tasks, and then finally sales agent is for the sales team who can ask CRM or like the Dynamics 365 related information about their accounts, contacts, or like the pipeline details. So we'll be kind of like taking a quick look at this now. So the goal is that we have used like a main primary agent and then a lot of different smaller agents. So let's take a quick look at that. Okay, so I'm in my Copilot Studio portal right now, and so since some of these features are in preview, so if by any scenario you are not able to see some of these agent functionality, you might want to add a preview after Copilot Studio, so that way you can see some of those. So that was something which I noticed a few weeks back, but hopefully it should work for all of you guys. You can see that here I have like 4, 5 different agents, but in the previous slide I kind of like showed 7, and the reason for that is like some are child agents. So if it is a child agent, it will be purely associated to the main primary agent, and any connected agent, that's what you can see in your environment. Concurrency agent is the one which I created. In here, what I've done is I've provided like some basic description and instructions. And you can kind of like give more additional information as well as needed based on your business case and scenario. But for now, I've just added some high-level details, and you can see the different knowledge sources and knowledge that we have connected to this main agent. So even if you add some of these knowledges to the child agent, it will pretty much show up in your main agent as well. So the way you can actually add some of these agents is, so you should be able to see a new option called agents in here. And if you go in here, so you can see all the different agents that are connected to the main agent. So you can see that there are 2 types of relationship. One is like the child, that means all these are directly connected to the main agent, and the connected ones are individual agents, and it can be used either independently or it can be connected and used from the main primary concurrency agent as well. So this way, and in order to add an agent, so you can pretty much click on add an agent, and that will show you the different options. So like I mentioned, M365, SDK, and Azure AI Foundry, those are coming soon. So if you go to the preview mode, that's when you can see that. But for now, these are the 3 different options which are available. So create an agent is what you can use in order to connect or use an child agent. But if you use Copilot Studio, connect an existing agent, this is what uh, the connected agent will be displayed. So this way, you can actually connect different child or connected agents to your main Copilot Studio agent. So let's take a quick look at some examples in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you questions regarding some of these different child agents, and let's see how the Copilot is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask an account related information about Microsoft. So what I'm going to do is I am going to ask I'm going to do ask give me latest Microsoft news. Right now, I have not mentioned, go look at this particular agent or anything. So when I mentioned give me the latest Microsoft news, it pretty much reviewed all the different agents, child agents, and connected agents, and then it identified that I'm asking something regarding the knowledge source or information from the account news agent. So you can see that it looked at the account's news agent and then provided me, some of the latest information. So, and if I want to ask like some additional things, like, is there any news? So you can see that again, it pretty much looked at the account news agent and then looking at some of the documents and the latest news from the Power Platform area and then provided me those details. So you can see that now, but you don't have to mention that go look at this agent, the powerful orchestration which is available in the main agent that will accordingly look at the different knowledge sources and data source and then provide the appropriate response. So the next thing which I'm going to do is I'm going to ask something which is regarding the employee assist agent. So I'm going to ask what is our travel. Okay, so now I was so until now I was asking questions about different accounts. But when I mentioned what is a travel and expense policy, now you can see on the left-hand side that it is looking at the employee assist agent and then giving me the appropriate details. So you can see how the knowledge is getting scanned and then, looking at the different documents that are available associated to the employee assist agent and giving me that response. And you can see that it gave me like some citation and details from the documents as well. So you don't have to mention that go check this particular agent, and without that you can actually just kind of like actually converse with the agent, and the agent should be able to interact with the different child or connected agents and give you the appropriate response. So I'm going to ask one more question regarding this. So what is the So in this scenario, again, I'm asking another question from some of the documents and SharePoint sites that are all linked to the Copilot Studio. So you can see that again, it is pretty much looking at the employee assist agent and looking for the different information and everything and giving me all those citations and details as well. So if I go to policy, so it based on my access, so you can see that it pretty much take me to the internal document as well. So this way, you can interact with the different agents. So I'm just going to switch and ask something specific to a different agent. So just going to mention who is with contingencies. So now you can see that the agent got switched and it is looking at the website agent because I have added some public websites and everything regarding concurrency to that particular agent. So you can see that it is looking at our concurrency website and then providing some of those results. So again, you don't have to mention like go to this agent, but the agent is able to kind of like accordingly orchestrate and then make sure that it is looking at the appropriate knowledge sources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to so me being an concurrency employee, I'm going to something like, I want to see the latest blog post from our website. So we have like Brian who writes a lot of wonderful blogs. So I'm just going to mention, show me. Let's see how it is kind of like looking at. So again, you can see that it is looking at our website and then giving me some of those. Looks like there's not one. So I'm going to mention. Let's see if that returns something. Again, it is scanning some of our website content and then looking at the different things. So yeah, we were able to like find the different articles and blog posts. So you can see that it was able to look at the website agent and then accordingly give the results. So at times we can definitely add additional instructions and everything to these child agents so that way it will accordingly look at those details and give those results as well. So the next thing which I'm going to do is, so I want to open a new ticket. So I'm going to mention to open a new ticket. So now we are kind of like switching gears and then trying to open a new ticket. So you can see that when I mentioned I want to open a new ticket, the main agent was able to orchestrate and make sure that it is calling the IT help desk agent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a short description. Teams update. So now what it is trying to do is it is trying to create a ticket. So now you can see that a new ticket has been opened and it provided me the ticket number as well. So, from the same agent, we are trying to interact with the different smaller child or connected agents and then, without much additional details. So you can see that I was able to open a simple ticket from the Copilot agent. So the next thing which I want to do is I'm going to ask something from an HR side of things. So I'm going to say something like, I want to start onboarding because I want to onboard a new employee. So you can see that the human resource agent got triggered. It's asking for the employee name. So I'm just going to mention something like Tom Williams. So now we have like automations in the backend that triggers and then creates those employees. So, you can see that onboarding has been successfully started and then alert has been sent for manager approval. And here is the employee ID. So if I come to the system and if I just refresh, so now you can see that a new record got created just now from the agent. So you can build all these powerful agents. And another thing which I'm going to do is I want like the onboarding status. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to onboarding status. So again, you can see that the human resource agent got triggered. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to provide the employee ID for Tom Williams. So I'm just going to mention it. So now we have like another automation to kind of like look at the current status and then give me that. So you can see that the application submitted is returned. So if I go here, you can see that the status is application submitted. So, this way you can build all these additional agents and automations around the human resource. And in addition to this, if you want to like send an offer letter, automate that, or send training materials to new employees, you can actually do that using these Copilot Studios and everything as well. The next thing which I want to quickly show is a scenario where suppose if I want to create a task for myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mention create to do tasks. So we have like Microsoft To Do, which we can use for creating tasks for yourself. So I'm going to like show a quick scenario where how quickly you can actually automate some of those operations as well. So in this scenario, it's pretty much asking for like the task name. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention follow up with. So I just want to like create a task for myself and then make sure that I don't forget that. So and you can pretty much give the different like the priorities. So I'm going to go with medium priority for now. So once you do that, so you can see that a new task was successfully created. So if I go to Microsoft To Do, so you can see that a task was created just now for under the medium priority as well. So this way you can actually automate with different tools, applications as well. And the final thing which I'm going to show is regarding some sales related agents. So what I want to like do is as a salesperson or someone on the sales team, I want to like look at certain account or pipeline related information. So I'm going to mention show the So on the left-hand side, you can see that now it's triggering the sales agent and looking at all the different knowledge sources available for those details. So again, you can see that everything was able to be orchestrated appropriately, and you can see that these are the three different accounts. So yeah, this way you can actually look for that details. So one other thing which I'm going to do is, so I want to like see my different opportunity related or like, pipeline details. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mention. So I'm just asking for like the different opportunities, open opportunities. So what I want to do is I want certain information. So give me topic and so for the scenario, I just want these information. So I'm explicitly mentioning some of these column information. So when I mention that, so you can see that it is again looking at the sales agent and then looking for the different information regarding the different opportunities and pipelines that I have. And hopefully we should get those details shortly. Okay. So yeah, you can see that there are like two different opportunities, and I, I have like opportunity one and opportunity two as the name, I believe. So that's the reason why I can see that, and you can see the account, contact, estimated close date, and revenue information as well. So yeah, that was a quick demo. So you can see that you don't have to like mention anything about which agent you want to like utilize, and you can just simply converse using the Copilot agent. And based on the different child or connected agents that are integrated, your main agent should be able to orchestrate and make sure that the knowledge is appropriately reviewed and give you the appropriate results. So this is definitely a really nice and great feature that Microsoft introduced recently. So, just wanted to quickly hit on a few other topics where, if even if you are using the low code, no code side of things, it doesn't mean that you cannot go with the pro code. So you do have like the VS Code extension for the Copilot Studio agent. So, if you are traveling, if you want to work offline, you can actually pull from online and then kind of like make all the changes and push it back, and everything should be live in cloud as well. So, you do have the ability to do that seamless two-way sync as well. So this is again a great feature that allows the pro code developers to utilize these agents and then make the necessary updates as needed. And if you want to like connect your agents through the Microsoft 365 Agent SDK, so you can do that as well. So all these Copilot Studio agents, you can actually connect or integrate with your M365 Copilot, and will kind of like interact and then accordingly provide the appropriate response as needed. So yeah, you can connect to your Microsoft 365 Agent SDK as well. So, a quick overview around some of the knowledge sources that are available. So, here's like just some high level, featured and advanced data sources that are available. So, you can connect your public websites, SharePoint, Azure AI Search, like Dynamics, Dataverse, Salesforce, ServiceNow. So, some of these are like, some of the featured data sources or knowledge sources that you can attach with your agent. But in addition to that, you do have all these different data sources like, Confluence, Snowflake, Oracle databases, and all these as well. But since Copilot Studio works pretty closely with Power Platform, there are over like 1,000 plus connectors available. So if you want to, select or like get information from some of those data sources, you do have the ability to do that as well. And if something is not available there, you can always do the HTTP call or custom connectors that let you bring your data to the knowledge sources for your agent. So yeah, you do have the ability to connect with all those different knowledge sources for your agent, so that way the agents can review your business related information and accordingly assist your users. And in order to deploy these Copilot agents, so you can deploy that to Microsoft Teams and Copilot, M365 Copilot in few clicks along with SharePoint as well. So you don't have to go with the extensive process of deploying. So you can deploy some of these for organization-wide deployment. You might have to get a little bit help from your Teams administrator, so that way they can add those copilots appropriately. But within few clicks, you can actually build these agents and then add it to your personal teams, and then kind of like validate some of those as well. And in addition to that, if you want to embed these agents in a web app or a native app or like Facebook and all these different channels, you do have the ability to do that as well. And if you want to integrate with the customer engagement hub, where you want your agents to, if someone escalates, then you can actually integrate with these different engagement hubs like D365 customer service, ServiceNow, Genesis, all these different platforms. So you can actually do that as well. Another quick thing which Microsoft recently introduced, I mentioned, is the model support in Power Platform. So you can actually build some of the task-specific models within Copilot Studio. So, for example, if you have a way of, summarizing or creating a statement of work and things like that, you can actually build a task-specific model and then utilize that in Copilot Studio. So some of these features are still in preview and not 100% available today, but these are really neat features where you can actually build some of these things and then utilize that uh, in your different Copilot studios and everything. So that way, some of these models can be reviewed while the agent provides response and create documents and different things. So again, a really great feature that is coming soon. So just wanted to quickly touch on some of the security and the governance side of things. So Copilot Studio follows all the different security and governance control, most of the governance control from Microsoft. So you do have the geographic data residency, like data loss prevention. So your administrators can actually set up which connectors or data source your uh, employees or users can kind of like utilize while building these agents. So you have the ability to do that. You can standardize like multiple standard certifications can be added. If there are all the regulatory compliance will be followed. And if you want your makers, if you have like a lot of different devs or users trying to build these Copilot Studios or low code agents or apps, then you do have the ability to set the environment routing, so that way users are automatically routed to the development environment rather than trying to build everything in the org-wide environment. So you do have the ability to do that, and then also like regional customization, all those functionalities as well. So regarding the data loss prevention policy. So if you want like the makers to not use specific connectors, so like for example, you do have the ability to classify your different data sources as business, non-business, or block. So what that means is if you have like a business critical data and you don't want that to be integrated connected with an HTTP call or things like that, right? So you do have the ability to set up all those data loss prevention policies, and you can make sure that some of the data sources, business critical data sources are not exposed. So you do have the ability to do all those things in the data loss prevention policies. So you can set up most of these things in the Power Platform Admin Center. So as a global admin or Dynamics 365 administrator, so you do have the ability to set up some of these things to make sure that before organizations are utilizing these, you are set the proper guardrails and governance for these as well. And this is again something that was released some time back. So in the agents page of the Copilot Studio, so now you do have the ability to see the prediction status. So what it does is it will look at the different things like the authentication policies and content moderation and all those things and make sure that it gives you like an update, if your agent which you built is like in protected status. So basically there are like three different options, and so it shows as like the protected, or it can be like if there are any reviews or things that needed. So it will pretty much show up as needs review, and then you can see some of those details like these many messages were blocked in the last 7 days out of all these many sessions. So this is also something which Microsoft introduced some time back as well. So at the individual Copilot level, you can see if you need to make sure that you review certain, if you need to like review any from a security side of things as well. And then again, you do have the ability to audit Copilot Studio activities in Microsoft Purview. So you can kind of like review and filter based on the log, and then event type and category. So that way you can see the different activities that are happening in Copilot Studio as well. So uh, some of these things will definitely allow you to make sure that you are making sure to set up appropriate guardrails and governance before you actually roll out some of these agents organization-wide and for departments. And it's just a quick overview around the use cases. So Copilot Studio, since it is a low-code graphical UI, the time to market is relatively quicker, and you based on whichever domain or business area you are, like be it government, retail, financial, manufacturing, professional, or any area, you do have like a lot of different use cases and opportunities to automate. So some of these agents can be built in few weeks, and it's pretty easy and really quick to kind of like deploy and everything. So yeah, you have like a lot of these different use case options using which depending on which domain or area you are, you can actually build some of these agents relatively quickly and make sure that it is live for your organization and your department. So, quick next steps. So, you know, we can definitely help you guys get started with some of these AI agents and how to utilize some of these AIs. So, we do have like Copilot Studio and Agent or Multi Agent Discovery Station, and all these are complementary, where our solution architects and team will kind of like help you assess and get started with some of these different agent and AI activities. And if you want help with AI envisioning session for your executive team to understand what are the different opportunities or areas where I could start, so we can definitely help you with that. And then Microsoft have also introduced a new funding review, so that will it's available from for the next year. So it will help cover the cost of your AI activities and actually start identifying what are the different areas or opportunities for your organization, and where you could actually use these agents or the AI. So yeah, and I think Paige have added a link to this survey link. So if you could please add that and give us comments. We are more than happy to reach out to you and help you guys with your AI journey. So yeah, that was a quick overview around the multi-agent system in Copilot Studio. So thank you so much for joining today's webinar. If you have any questions, yeah, let me know. More than happy to stick around for a bit and answer those questions.
Ajay, there were a few questions posted in the Q&A section if you wanted to take a look at those. We might have covered one of them, the security and governance, on that one of your last slides.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, so since Copilot Studio is mainly built on top of like Power Platform world. So you can, if you're using Power Platform, if you have reviewed, so we do have all those governance and the security principles of Power Platform embedded in Copilot Studio as well. So you can set up proper guardrails to make sure that the DLP policies and all those things are set up appropriately, so that way before actually the user start utilizing, you're making sure that your business data or critical information is set up appropriately. And in addition to that, Copilot Studio Power Platform are most of the compliance like HIPAA and all the different policies and the regional data and everything. So all those things are respected in Power Platform and Copilot Studio. So most of those governance and everything can be set up. And then in addition to that, you can actually install the Center of Excellence, which is like a governance platform or option within Power Platform. So you can install and make sure that you are continuously monitoring and tracking all the different apps, automations, agents that you're building all within Copilot Studio. So all those governance and security principles of Power Platform, so you can actually use in Copilot Studio and make sure that everything is compliant, and you are making sure that you're protecting everything as well. Uh, Hope that answers. So for some of those internal applications, so if you are using M365, so it will pretty much look at those authentications. So like for example, if you're using SharePoint, Teams, and some of those different approaches or like knowledge sources, and if you want to like review details from there, so you can actually use the M365 license and make sure that your single authentication and everything is kind of like accordingly reviewed and made for your accessing all those internet or internal applications. So if you do not have access to certain applications, then the Copilot agent will make sure that you cannot hit that. So there are different ways to do that. But if you're deploying your agents to Microsoft Teams or like in a SharePoint or certain places regarding the internal applications, so it will respect your access and security before giving you the. Hope that answers. So, Paige will be sharing the presentation in our website, right?
Yes, we will send a link to the recording after this workshop. And then also, if you would like a copy of the slides, we can provide those as well. Just let us know.
Yep, perfect. And then one other question was, when a question is relevant to multiple child agents, how does it choose which agent to draw from? So, so some of your instructions and everything would come into play there. So you want to make sure that you are providing the appropriate description along with the instruction to all those child and connected agents. So that way, when you are asking a question specific to, maybe like multiple agents, so it will kind of like review all the instructions that you've provided and then accordingly give you the best answers. So, uh, so it is really important that you give really informative instructions and instruction information, so that way the agents can identify from where to look and give you the appropriate response. Okay, so I think that was pretty much it. So, any other question? I'm more than happy to stick for a bit.
Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Sounds good. Thanks, team. Have a good rest of your day.
You too.